Yeah, 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 yeah. Uh-huh. Boom. Mhm. 94, my brother. How you been, 94? Whoa, yeah, 94, 94, 11. All right, DB, what's up, DB Telecom? Richard Garner, Sung Han Han, what's up, brother? 92 Camino, what's up? This looks like it's awful close. It seems shaky. Que pasa, everyone? Hey, what's up, Mike Rutan? All right, so, what's up with this today? How's the quality? It looks like it's zoomed in, man. I don't like that. Don't like that. So, yeah, I figured we'd take a look at some now. I had to bring these all in, unfortunately. We go through these suckers pretty darn quick here. We're gonna try. I know I got this one should be done. We'll keep these there. But what will we do? Let's take the 12. Oh, this is good here. All right. So, let me get rid of these, though, because these are in the freaking way. We got to charge these suckers and put one of them up here. Dickie Garner, what's up, buddy? Daniel Gomez. What's Roger Waters? Oh, I love that. Oh, Robert Waters. I say the answer is the lightest battery you can do the job with. Very good point, Robert. You know, again, sometimes there's confusion with these batteries. Now, some people think, hey, you know what? The bigger the battery, the stronger the tool is going to be. Not necessarily the case all the time. So we got the 12 here. I got a 40 volt Dewalt, and I got a 5 amp hour Ego here, okay? Let's do a little fun here. And I got a 12 amp hour. You know what? Let's, yeah, so we can kind of represent everything, man. You know, I've been getting a lot of questions about the new Milwaukee impacts. Yeah, I mean, guys, it's unnecessary. I don't know what Milwaukee's doing. I think it's stupid. I think it's going to hurt them in the long run. I've been telling you that. They're just coming out with too much stuff. And it's, you know, when you start seeing all this stuff like hit the market and, you know, new brushless impacts, one without a speed setting, one with a speed setting. Then you got the new fuel. And they're still selling the brushed version. And they're still selling the old brushless. So I'm getting my... Oh, cool, bud. Yeah, and what's up, Best Tech? Yeah, EJM. I kind of figured that. See, EJM doesn't know, but we were talking a couple weeks ago. And he made a nice comment about one of my Porter cable videos. And, you know, before that, he sent me some pictures from Lowe's of some Porter cable stuff that was really discounted. I'm like, jump on it, man. You can't beat that. Jump on it. He's like, I don't know. And then all of a sudden, EJM's page is flooded with Porter cable. He made the turn, but now he's just using it, obviously. Hey, that's what you got to do sometimes, man. You know, if you want, you know, he's a Milwaukee guy, I think. But, you know, for some secondary tools, again, to throw in the truck, keep, you know, in your trailer, or leave, you know, at a loved one's house, which, you know, has issues almost every time you go over there, aka my mother. But yeah, so Ryobi has over. Yeah, I mean, you got, you know, and it kind of makes you think of Makita a little bit, and then we'll talk about this. You know, they come out with tools very rarely. They come out with something and it's solid, it's good, and no need to come out, or no need to fix what's not broken is basically the way to do it. You know, I talk about their little vac. You know, Milwaukee, you know, you have 6 or 7 impact drivers on the market. It just, I think it looks ridiculous, but it's very, yes. Hey, Mr. Israel, what's up? Yeah, TTI, you got to remember that too. TTI, obviously the owner of Milwaukee, Ryobi, Rigid. You know, TTI just floods the market with stuff. You know, Rigid, probably last year. It's been a little bit while now, but if you guys remember, they just hit the market and threw so many freaking tools out there. I mean, there was a new tool coming every week. You know, it slowed down a little bit. And now you got Ryobi, you know, these big corporations. TTI just throws stuff to see if it sticks. Yeah, you know, I can't disagree with you. You know, they're getting into a, you know, they're obviously, you guys got to remember Milwaukee 5, 6, 7 years ago. I mean, they were, you know, Dewalt was so much ahead of them. And I would say even Makita. And, you know, they got bought, I don't know how many years ago by TTI now, but, yeah, they really, you know, they really turned their company around, obviously. But, you know, it was cool to a degree when they were coming out with all this stuff, and, you know, and it's good that they're doing it, don't get me wrong, but at some point, and I'm only answering this because a lot of you guys are asking about it, but I got Milwaukee, Pops got DeWalt for 10 years. Yeah, DeWalt is awesome, guys. You know, I don't feature DeWalt and Makita as much as I want. Now, listen, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. And you know I'm very honest with you. Super honest with you. Milwaukee's great because they send me a lot of stuff to test out. And they send it to everybody. So there's a lot of stuff on the market. They're smart. They are the smartest marketing company. And to be honest with you, you know, Makita, they don't really have too much. They have a new tool comes out once a month, maybe. You don't really hear about it. You know, might come out with a, you know, a new circular saw, or, you know, a new oscillating tool, something kind of under the radar a little bit. But Milwaukee spends a lot of money, obviously, in their marketing and stuff. So, and like I said, they just flood YouTube with, you know, their products. So smart. But anyway, Marco, I'm in the shop with Tom. What's up, buddy? Team Rigid. Yeah, people love the Rigid, man. Man, it is pouring out there now. Whew. Good thing I got that in today. I did one more. I'm like, I don't want to do it, man. I don't want to do it. But I looked at that radar. Oh my God, you got to see it out there. Freaking hurricanes coming up north. Mr. Some Basics, 215. I met where you been, brother? You know what? I'm sorry, Mr. Some Basics. I think you change your logo. That's why I kind of missed you. Sunny and cool. I'm up north, Jersey. Oh, you son of a gun, 94 GT. All right, so like I said, the battery or the voltage of your platform, you know, a lot of people, oh, well, it's a 56 over 40. You know, they really need to come out with a 40 volt, or they really need to. Again, not really always the case. You know, we know now with the new Milwaukee 18 volt, the amount of power that this battery can, you know, give out because of the cells that are in it. But, you know, it's pretty simple, guys. You know, you see this 18-volt battery here, and you see this 40-volt. All right, and to be honest with you, Milwaukee's almost catching up to the size of this. Now, this 40-volt platform, you hear me talk about it. But the cost, I'm telling you, a lot of the tools are coming down. But great tools, don't get me wrong. Probably one of the best outdoor, them and Ego, out there. The price of the tools aren't cheap. They have a pretty good line. You know, they just came out with a mower. You really got everything. Got an outdoor, I mean, just really everything. You know, you got the chainsaw, you got a pole hedge trimmer, a regular hedge trimmer, a mower, a blower, a weed whip. Just a really big platform. You know, you got 4 tools in Milwaukee's. 4 pretty good, two good ones. 2 real good ones. That being the string trimmer and their new blower. Their chainsaw is okay. You see me do videos on it. Not bad. And their hedge trimmer's good. It's just a little heavy. But, you know, that's where the battery comes into it. The weight, right? But, you know, you got a 12, 18, and a 4 amp hour 40. Now, this sucker puts out 216 watt hours, okay? This one, or 40 volt here, is 160. So, you look at this. Oh, look at the size of this 40 volt. And then you got an 18 volt. Man, I'm going to grab the 40 volt, man. Yeah, I'll get much more runtime with this 40. It's a 40 volt, right? And that's 18? M18, right? And this is a 40. Oh, man, forget it. The power and the runtime. I don't care about the power. The runtime, this is where it's at. All right? So, a lot of people do that. A lot of people think that. Not knowing that this battery on a tool will last substantially longer. Again, 216 watt hours compared to 160. All right, so, and it's bigger. And I think, you know, with DeWalt's 40 volt line, guys, again, you heard me with the tools, they're great. The batteries, I don't like them. They're very, if you guys haven't seen, or again, a lot of you guys aren't in DeWalt's 40 volt platform. And remember, DeWalt's 40 volt platform is really just an OPE platform. Hey, what's going on, bud? DeWalt needs the pickup. Yeah, you know, I'm very surprised that, and I don't know. Actually, let me take this one off. This was for my fan, which I got to get going again because it got freaking hot. And I'll tell you what, with this charger, this is the whole DCB 107. I just don't want to take down. This charger is garbage, but I got it kind of wind up here, and I got to unravel it. But it'll honestly take, when this battery's dead, probably like 5-6 hours to charge this battery. Maybe even longer. Probably like, yeah, I'd say 5 hours. Maybe 6. But, and this sucker is 180 watt hours. So even this battery, and I like to see the new DeWalt. They say it's the same size as the 9 amp hour. I get a lot of comments on that with the new 12. So I'll be honest with you. If that is the case, it's definitely a smaller battery than this 12 amp hour. Now it's probably going to weigh more, obviously, but this 9 amp hour is a pretty compact little sucker here. But all right, so we got that in there, and we'll take a look at the 6 amp hour, 72 watt hours. All right, for the 6 amp hour 12 volt. But you know, don't always go by the voltage. You have to really go. Now this is honestly just for runtime, but you got to remember weight is a big issue. You know, obviously they don't have any tools in their 40 volt platform. Either do Ego, because it would be impossible. But that's where I think Milwaukee hit gold to a degree. You know, sticking with that 18 volt, and if you got to make, you know, bigger amp hour batteries, you can do it. You know, this is, I would probably honestly say a 15 amp hour is probably going to be the limit, I would think, but who the hell knows? with technology. Maybe they can make the cells smaller. I mean, I don't know. But and that's why, you know, I'm like I said, I'm very surprised the flex volt. I think it was Robert Waters who said, you know, DeWalt needs to pick a voltage. And it's a shame because I can make DeWalt so much money. Call me up, and I might as well just tell you. I'm going to tell Stanley Black and Decker right now, DeWalt, if you're listening, the people. I can make you, I can honestly say probably $1 billion in 3 years. Yes. Oh, yeah. It's sad to say 12 volt Milwaukee outdoes. I don't understand what that means, Robert. But I'm going to buy their stock right now then. Cruz, Marco, great idea. If they do it, their stock's going to go up. Now, for a big company like that, probably not that much. But what they need to do, and I'm telling you, tons of people, you know, people who are into DeWalt, they are, it's like a cult. It's a cult. DeWalt, made in USA, and oh, don't buy the Milwaukee. That's Chinese garbage. TTI, oh man, they're terrible. You know, Makita has a huge cult, but all DeWalt needs to do is bring back their 12 volt platform. Yeah, right before Christmas. Start now. So next Christmas, next October 1st. Actually, let's start September 1st. And we'll start with like 2 or 3 tools. October, come out 3 or 4 12 volt tools. November, 3 or 4 tools. December, boom, the big one. You heard it here first, people. Come out with a new brushless line of 12 volt tools. DeWalt, Stanley Black & Decker. And you will make a killing. Go after Milwaukee. Go after them, man. When that 12 volt, you know, they're huge. They have taken the whole 12 volt platform over. And again, it's just about them having TTI behind them. A big, and Stanley Black & Decker is no little company either, but whoever is the marketing person, or whoever comes out with ideas there or new tools, I don't know how or why you need me in a garage to give you a $1 billion idea. I just don't know. Get your 12 volt platform ready to go. Start now. Let's rock. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it. New brushless impact. New brushless impact wrench. Impact driver. Drill driver. Hammer drill. Oscillating tool. Oh, forget it. The sky's the limit there. Come out with a whole new line. Because even their brushed version is kind of small. Just do it. Do it. Instead, they buy Craftsman. And I don't know. It might be a good idea. We'll have to see. I think it was. But, you know, I would, with the Craftsman, I would have just did the hand tools, you know, in my personal opinion. I mean, you got DeWalt. You got Porter Cable. You know, you got Black & Decker. And then you're going to come out with Craftsman tools. I don't know. Just my opinion. I think they would have been much better, and they would have capitalized more. All right, Craftsman. All right, we're gonna take you. We got to pay Sears what, a royalty fee, whatever it is, 10%. All right, you know what? We're gonna get these hand tools going. We don't really have a hand tool business, DeWalt. Not really. We kind of do, but it's not that great. Craftsman. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna focus on that. But now they got all the, you saw a lawnmower and, you know, all kinds of new brushless and non-brushless tools, which is good. But come out with a 12-volt line. You know, right, they do. They have a 60-volt, they got a 40-volt, they got a 20-volt, and they got a 12-volt. It is a little, you know, I thought the flex volt thing would really, really take off. And, you know, the sad thing, and again, it's not really, you know, it's doing okay, the flex volt. You can't go by what you hear from, you know, everybody. Who knows? But I think it's doing all right. I mean, but I thought it'd be a little bit more successful But, you know, history has shown really that if you're going to come out with like tools and hand tools and all that, like power tools, not hand tools, excuse me, you know, power tools, you know, people have really kind of set the standard at an 18 volt line and a 12 volt. So now, you know, Cobalt has a 24 and that's good. But, you know, you want to be in between there, you know, probably 24 is the max. Because again, the weight. But, you know, we're going to have to see. But, what's up? Earthquake, 12 volt ratchet, they already do. It'll be hard to beat when they get that. Yeah, I mean, that's what they should have, that's my opinion, what they kind of should have focused on a little bit. Now, they might have plans to start a 12 volt line again. Because they still sell a lot of those old brush 12 volt tools. They're still in Lowe's. They're still on Amazon. You know, people are still buying them. I see them in the store. I see people at Home Depot walking out with that, I mean, at Lowe's with that 12 volt kit there. And I'm like, man. And it's not cheap either. It ain't like they're really cheap that, whoa. I mean, you can easily get a Milwaukee brushless one for like $40 more. But again, Dewalt has that cult following. And they should build off of that, you know? Build. You know, that whole, you know, the whole China, USA right now. All right, it really started probably 5 years ago. But, you know, when Trump got in, maybe it picked up more speed. But, and they are capitalizing on it, if you notice, with their new Craftsman tools. And I think really what, they got the little Made in the USA stamp on there. But, yeah, so DeWalt, I think a 12 volt line would be good. But like I said, you know, we got an 18 volt here and a 40 volt here. And like I said, a lot of people without even, oh, 40 volt and this is 18 volt. Oh, this is going to last so much longer. And look at the size. It's bigger. But, you know, like I said, I like their 40 volt line, guys. Their tools. I don't think they did a good job with these batteries. They're very, I don't know, chintzy. I don't like the plastic. I think they could have designed their 40 volt batteries a little bit better. It's just like an oversized and like very hollow. Like again, if I drop this on the ground, I'm going to do major damage. A 10-foot drop would really hurt this battery. You know, a 10-foot drop with this Ego, you know, you got over molds all over this thing. There's no rubber on here at all. And this sucker is, yeah, people want to know the watt hours of this sucker. Let's, where do they got them on the Ego? Oh, they got them up in the front, right? Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. There they do. Where are you? No one's gonna bother me anymore. 280 watt hours. So 280, 216. Let's make some room here. Make some room. Room. Actually, you ain't gonna believe it, but out of these batteries, this DeWalt is the smallest battery. Now, they do have a 6. They do have a 7.5, which really isn't much bigger than this battery. It's just, and that's why I don't like they could have easily made this battery so much smaller. Because this, honestly, is the same size as their 6 amp hour battery. It's very hollow. I mean, I think they could have made this, I think they kind of wanted to keep the same shell for all of them. So, that's why this really isn't any smaller than the 6 amp hour. And actually, I got the 7 amp hour. It's probably about the same size as that. But I think they could have, yeah, right. I think they could have designed these better. But, you know, talking about runtime, you got 280, 216, 180, and 160. All right? Now, this is a 60 volt too. You know what I'm saying? So you got a 6. This is a 50. Wow. So, man. And really, this is a 54. All right. This is a 56. They say 60, but this is even bigger, this ego, than this one. Because this is really 54. Over in Europe, this battery will say 54 volt and 18 volt. But in the States, you can get away with murder, I guess. But, yeah, so don't always go by the voltage. That's really the message of the video. And, you know, like I said, with these new 12 amp hour and the 6 amp hour, that should be out pretty soon. Got it? Yeah, I guess so. Thanks for the care. Oh, cool, man. Tyler, that's awesome. I'm glad you got it, buddy. Yeah, the shirt, and they're great work shirts. Like I said, I can't be happier the way those shirts came out. And I'm going to order new ones very soon. I'm probably, hopefully, you know what? Tomorrow it's going to rain all day. I'm going to get that out. Get that done. We'll get some new shirts. I already dropped one off a 6 foot. Oh, you dropped a 40 volt? EGM is still selling iCads. Richard, how was your project this weekend? Basic. 6, what it drop? Hey, Southern Style. What's up, buddy? Dewalt still selling NiCad, Hercules, and Bauer, 12 volt. Yeah, I don't know. I think Hercules is with an E. EJM. Interesting, 94, 12 earthquake. Yep. That's awesome, bud. Jonathan M. Wellrow, what's up, buddy? Flex volt line, because it's so damn expensive. 80 volt for a sliding miter saw with batteries. Don't even last as long as the Milwaukee 10 with a 9 in it. Well, I'm back, EJM. This is some basics. Big Bigfoot, I'm going to have to rewatch this. So confusing, this battery marketing. Yeah, very true, Big Bigs. Yeah, no, really nothing more than, and you know, we get on a lot of subjects with your questions and I see in comments. But the point is, I get a lot, and you know, oh, what Milwaukee needs to do is come out with a 40 volt for this, or you know, DeWalt needs to pick a platform, or you know, everyone needs to go bigger. We need to go bigger, and like I've been saying for years, guys, the market has shown 12 and 18. You know, we all saw Milwaukee with their 28 volt. It's gone. Bosch has a 36 volt. Terrible. Makita has a 36 volt line. You know, you hear nothing. Chirp, beep, beep. Very little about it. Not really going anywhere. You know, sad to say, this 40 volt line from DeWalt, you know, they kind of did it different. They said, you know what, for our outdoor power equipment, forget the 20 volt, we're going to start a new one. But then they come out with, you know, stuff for their they come out with an OPE, not only for their 18 volt, but for their 60 volt. So I think that's what hurt this whole 40 volt platform. Again, I love DeWalt. I want, they make such great stuff, DeWalt. You know, to be honest with you, if I had to have one brand, all right. Now, the reason why I talked about in the beginning, Milwaukee just has so much stuff. You know, I mean, being everything equal, that DeWalt had every tool that Milwaukee had, and Makita had every tool that they both had. So everybody has the same tool. We'll just use those three. Those are the big three. I'd go Makita, DeWalt, Milwaukee. But because they're just, you know, we don't have a 9 amp hour battery with the Makitas yet, man. It's tough. You know? I mean, the 18 volt DeWalt, you don't really have a 12 volt line at all. I mean, you got some old brushed one. And, you know, yeah, it's kind of equal, you know. but Dewalt has many. Yep, I talked about that, buddy. Jonathan M. Yep, 12, 18, 20, 40, and 60. But like I said, I think that Dewalt messed up with this. Again, there's two things they didn't do a 12 volt. Why they won't invest in their 12 volt line or a 12 volt line, I just don't know. I wish I could tell you the answer to that because I'd give it to you. And you know, when this 40 volt came out, it was like, oh man, all right, now we got our DeWalt has their own OPE platform. Milwaukee didn't have any tools out at no outdoor tools at all at the time. So they're like, you know what, we're gonna beat everyone to the punch. We're gonna come out with a real commercial grade line for our OPE tools. A couple months later, they come out with a 20 volt line of outdoor power tools. You know, you got a 20 volt trimmer, blower, hedge trimmer. All right, but you don't have the same tools that you have in the 40 volt. That it took them around a year or two, but then they came out with a chainsaw, which is right there, by the way, which I had to use actually last week. But you have, you know, you kind of have everything. And then the 60 volt flex volts came out, and sure as crap, sure as poop. You got a chainsaw there, you got a weed whip there, you got a 60 volt flex volt blower there. So it's like, oh, why am I going to invest in this 40 volt line? And they're going to say, well, this is for the professional. This is only for the professional. But to be honest with you, I mean, what? A lot of the same specs in their 40 volt you kind of get with their 20 volt. You know, the hedge trimmer does the same strokes per minute. The CFM on the 20 volt blower versus the 40 volt blower is about the same. Like there's no, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just bad decision making. I think, you know, the fact that Milwaukee kind of blew up really started, and now they're getting like this totally out of control. But, you know, that's Milwaukee. I mean, they have an event to show you all their new stuff that they're going to come out with this year. You know, DeWalt kind of stopped doing that. They used to have something like that where they would get, you know, influencers there, and, you know, they still might have something, but it's not like the Milwaukee thing. But, I was thinking about the mower. Yeah, that's true, Jonathan. But they'll always, you know, I think enough people have the tools that, you know, they're still going to make batteries for it. I mean, you pretty much have every outdoor power tool is out already. I mean, there's besides a pole saw, Jonathan, which might be coming out, might not. I mean, I don't know if they're going to make any new tools. You know, they got this really awesome charger for these 40 volt tools. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's like this big bucket. It's like this big black bucket, and you can put up to 6 of these 40 volt batteries in. I mean, it must be heavy as hell, but you know, again, they're going to say this is for their, you know, commercial line, which is, you know, it kind of makes sense, but I'm not seeing the performance here that you would, you know what I'm saying? I mean, especially with a battery like this that you got to put on the end of a blower, all right, to get what 160 watt hours, all right, when you can have this battery, which, you know, is pretty now weight wise, I want to weigh these two because I'll be honest with you, it's pretty damn close. But whatever, you know, to slap this on a tool where you're gonna get, you know, pretty much more the same runtime, if not more. You know, 216, 160. Now again, they do have a 6 amp hour, they do have a 7 amp hour, and the size ain't much different. But, you know, again, for some of these kits, man, with these 6 and these 7.5, that's why I went crazy and I did so many videos on that DeWalt lawnmower. We talked about it, $149 for the DeWalt 40 volt lawnmower. Comes with a 6 amp hour battery. That 6 amp hour battery is $250 by itself. So that's why I just love that deal. But OPE, Dewalt is buying. Yeah, Dewalt definitely, no doubt, is the leader. And I'll tell you, their innovation is really good. I mean, over the past couple years, they've been beating Milwaukee to the punch with a lot of stuff. It seems like Milwaukee's always kind of behind the wall, but when they do come out with something, you know, obviously with the whole Flex Volt, they had a table saw, they had miter saws, you know, they got that awesome power station, you know, their nailers. And that's the thing, you know, we talked about it. Those Milwaukee nailers are crap. You know, sometimes it's hard to, you know, you're doing a video over there with my man, Sean Perry Benjamin. Check him out. And, yeah, exactly. They're bad. And that's not uncommon. Again, not every platform. If you're a DeWalt guy, every tool is not going to be the best. Sometimes Milwaukee might make a better oscillating tool. Sometimes DeWalt might make a better angle grinder, you know. And as long as they're kind of close, you know, with the nailer, it's a big, significant, it's a huge difference in performance and quality. But Scott D, what's up? So yeah, somebody asked a couple seconds ago what. So yeah, the moral of the story is, you know, you don't always need to go with bigger voltage to get the performance. You know, this 40-volt battery is not as good as this 12 amp hour battery on runtime. Now, power wise, can you get more with a 40 volt than an 18 volt? Yes. But as we know, with these newer cells, you know, we're getting 15 amp like power with these new high output batteries. So, you know, it's going to start, it's, you know, right now, if they come out with a new 40 volt batteries with, you know, new technology. I mean, this DeWalt 40 volt line's been out good 3 or 4 years now. But, you know, you always don't need to go bigger to get more power. So, you know, I get questions all the time, like I said, oh, you know, Milwaukee needs to come out with a 40 volt line for their outdoor. And, oh, Makita needs to get rid of that 18, that X2, which, I'm surprised that with the 36 volt Makita, you know, with the 2 batteries. That's another thing. Great tools. That blower is phenomenal. Now the string trimmer is not that good. The blower is great, but you know, it's expensive, and you know, with only having a 6 amp hour battery, it's hard to be competitive in an OPE market. And Makita, like I said, great tools, but you know, no doubt I would take Makita over Milwaukee any day of the week. But they don't offer the same stuff, so you gotta, you know. Oh, thank you, Mr. Marco. Make no neighbors can't produce battery blaming. You can burn them in hell, but you can't make fun of it. Well, I'm just trying to catch up here with the chat. Richard Garner, I think the Makita coffee maker. Yeah, man. I think it does too. As you know, they've had one out for like 2 years. It's okay. It's really good. Like I said, I've told you before, it's good to like make hot water when you're in a tough spot. Coffee, it's just But the new one looks great. But like I said, guys, you're going to start, and you're starting to see it now. These batteries are going beyond just your impact driver and your hammer drill. They're going in places that, I mean, in 5 years, who the hell knows what's going to be going on. I mean, you might have a 40 volt refrigerator. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think somebody has a cooler. Doesn't Ryobi kind of have like a cooler where you can, I tell you, Ryobi's got so much stuff. So much stuff. But $1,200 burning a hole in my wall. Boss Basic wants you to watch. Oh, I will, Mr. Some Basics. I will, buddy. I'm sorry. I don't check I gotta start checking the chat. I will, And check out my man's channel, Mr. Some Basics. I'll tell you, hilarious dude. You can watch his videos for hours. He's on that motorcycle, just like, oh yeah, man, it's crazy. But that's about it, guys. Cooler port, yeah, okay. Yeah, it's gonna be, who the hell knows, Wellro. There's gonna be all types of stuff coming out. I mean, and Ryobi is coming out with stuff, I tell you, that is just mind-blowing. But I think the 18 volt, and it's great. And I would, you know, like I said, Milwaukee is determined. They're confirmed with this 18 volt platform. We know that. That's their bread and butter. But don't be surprised if they do something down the road. You know, when you got a 40 volt from Dewalt and a 60 volt, and you know, Makita's got a 36, and so does Bosch. They're not doing very well. I mean, they're kind of smart, but don't, you know, they might want to test the water maybe with some of this stuff, because some of this stuff that you're going to be able to do in the future with these batteries, you know, they might want to go bigger than the 18 volt. But for now, you know, it is what it is. But, and also tonight, Patreons, we're going to do the video of September's giveaway. And make sure you comment underneath it. If you can run a table saw on an 18 volt, you can, oh, no doubt. This Milwaukee's trimmer, let me tell you, you got a 56 volt, Ego has a string trimmer. DeWalt has a flex volt trimmer. They got a 40 volt trimmer. I would go near it with a 10-foot pole. Because not only is the Milwaukee an 18 volt lighter, just the power of it, the performance of it, and the weight of it. I mean, it's so, even with a 12 amp hour battery, it is still just so balanced. That's the one thing they did right. And that's where, you know, you want to go bigger to kind of make people, oh man, an 18 volt lawnmower, that ain't going to do nothing. An 18 volt blower, an 18 volt string trimmer, that ain't going to compete with my gas stuff. You need to have at least a 56 volt or a 40 volt. So that's kind of what this video is about. Just looks can be deceiving, or your knowledge of, oh, 40 volt and a 60 volt and a 56 volt. Oh, the 18 volt, that's going to be the weakest one. The performance is going to tear us out. As we've seen out of these batteries, it's the second. And I can grab Ego's 2.5 amp hour battery, right? And it would be probably right around here. And it's really the same size as this. Might be a little bit lighter, but, you know, when you have a string trimmer, you know, and we weighed these the other day. Real quick, we'll have some fun with the scale. You guys love the scale. But, you know, you got a string trimmer that weighs 4 or 5 pounds. You got a string trimmer that weighs 8 pounds, all right? 8-pound string trimmer. But, you know, when you put, all right, 5 pounds, you know, now it's a 7-pound trimmer's 12 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So you got that same 7-pound Milwaukee and, you know, 3.3. So, and believe me, it's only a pound, 2 pounds difference. I will say 1.5 pounds. But when you think about it, you know, if it's 10 pounds and it's 1.5 pounds lighter, that's a 15% difference in weight. So a pound is huge. But, you know, they don't really sell it with this one. They sell it with the 9. They want you to use the 9. So when you use the 9, you know, you're at 2.4. Now, again, they have a 2.5 amp hour battery too. So it's going to be lighter. But, again, this thing, and not bashing Ego at all. They're great. They're awesome. If you're going to get in any outdoor power line, no doubt, #1. That mower just blew my mind. on how awesome, just cut wise, bagging, the self-propelled. I mean, just awesome. Now 149, you know, you can't beat that. But so looks can be deceiving. Don't always go by the voltage, is what we'll kind of discuss here. But that's really about it, guys. And I'll tell you again, you know, I don't know about you, but I would be more into what we can do with a 12 volt platform than a 60 volt platform. You know, like, oh man, you know what? Milwaukee has a new, you know, everybody wants Milwaukee to come out with a power station. Oh, did you see Milwaukee's new? Milwaukee has a power station. Oh, they finally came out with one. Yeah, they came out with a power station. Oh man, that's gonna be awesome. Slap on some of those 12 amp hour batteries, the new high output batteries. No, they didn't. Yeah, the new Milwaukee power station, it's a 12 volt. I mean, wouldn't that just blow your freaking mind? Yeah, it takes 12 batteries. You know, it comes with 6, and you can run it on 6. You can really run it on 4, but the more batteries you hook up to it, the better the performance. I mean, that would be great, man, because you can take these little you know, you don't really need it to power anything big. You can take batteries out, you can put them in, you know, you could put whipped cream, but you know, with these big ones, you know, but again, that's just something. That'd be great. So, you know, size matters. So, right? Isn't that what she said? Use real money, not fake money. Handy, buy some Bitcoin with that 1200 Bitcoin. No, you don't want to buy no Bitcoin. Thank you, buddy. Whose grandma gave him $1,200? Oh, Dickie Garner. You know, I saw you at 94. You can't. Best trimmer. Yeah, isn't it great, Mr. Some Basics? Mr. Some Basics is talking about the Milwaukee. Yeah, that string trimmer they hit gold with. But you got to remember, you know, TTI has been making outdoor power equipment for years in that Ryobi platform. So they really had a good idea of how to really make, you know, a great trimmer. And I'll tell you, I'd really like to try that new 18 volt Ryobi brushless trimmer. Don't buy no Bitcoin. Handy YO is giving financial advice. Phil, what's up, buddy? I still want to see an M12 fuel angle grinder. You might. You really might, man. If anyone's going to do it, obviously. And again, Makita's 18 volt line is really good too, guys. You know, it really seems that Makita has kind of, I mean, I don't know if I've seen a drop. I mean, Makita has, even on social media, I mean, all you see on social media is freaking Milwaukee stuff. And I'll be honest with you, like I said, probably 70% of my stuff, you know, because they flood the market with this stuff. You got a channel, we'll send you some. So they're smart. It's a great, I mean, but yeah, exactly. See, has anyone touched or seen a Bitcoin? Only hold 10% of your money. Actually, Cruz and Dread, I would buy gold right now like a son of a gun. I'd buy silver and gold. I would put anything before into stocks. I would, you know. String trimmer with a free hedge trimmer. Yeah, that was a great deal. Big Beaks. Silver gonna, yeah, silver's out. EJM, I'm into silver like you wouldn't believe. Unbelievable. Tons of it. Red, gold, and alien green get the most. Yeah, Taylor, my buddy in Canada. Oh man, you guys know how bad I am with names. He just got it. He sent me a couple pictures. He loves it. Yeah, Greenworks is definitely out there. You know, there's a lot of companies out there, guys, and I don't know how all these companies exist. To be honest with you, I have no idea. You know how there can be so many, like how these companies are making money, but I guess they are. I mean, you got what? Cobalt, Ryobi, Porter Cable, Milwaukee, DeWalt, Makita, Bosch, Metabo, Hilti. I mean, we can go on and on, but I call Ryobi. I was hitting it back in the day with gold and silver. You can't go wrong with either one of them, real quick. I don't want to get. We should, you know, that's why the Patreon, we were just talking about crypto, actually. Somebody, Adam. That's where, man, Patreon, man, I answer so much stuff that doesn't even, and we talk about stuff that has nothing to do with this stuff. Pink, Green Ranger, the best power. I hope the new M18 fan is a Charger. Oh, there is a new M18 fan, Steven? I hope the new M18 fan is a Charger too. See, they might be coming out with a new fan now, too. And I predicted that live. How can they all stay in business? Is there? Yeah, man. I mean, they got a new M18 fan. They got a new M18 fan that sucks. You mean the one that's been out for like 5 years? No, that's a pretty decent fan, man. I mean, it's a fan. It can't really suck. It blows air. But it's old, so it's not too hard to predict Milwaukee, who releases, you know, I'm waiting for the M12 toothbrush to come out any day now. They'll probably have a USB toothbrush, actually. But, yeah, so that's it. But, yeah, like I said, you know, you rarely see Makita. I mean, it's just, it's sad. It's not sad. It's unfortunate. But again, Makita, cult following, don't get me wrong. But you know, you just don't see so much, you just don't see much of their stuff or, you know, videos, and they don't release too many. But they're smart. They're not a company like TTI that's just gonna throw, they got billions of dollars and all that stuff. You know, Makita is a big company too, but they want, you know, when I talk to the Makita rep, they don't want anything to do with anything that's not for the tradesman. You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, you know, now they got a coffee maker, but you know, they want it. They want their tools to be for the tradesman, much like Hilti to a degree. You know, they don't want the DIY guy. You know, so they say. You know, they want to stay specific to the true tradesman. But the only air tool and blow guns for you, Jamie. You know, right? My regular 6-gallon wet dry vac as a beast. Yeah. Well, and I got some pictures of the new 9 amp hour, and I'm sure most of you guys got. I did a video on it. Am I gonna get one? I don't know. I'm gonna obviously have to splurge and buy one, but I will try to get one. Maybe I'll see what Sean can do, but we'll take a look. Frankie Hilti is quite, yes, no doubt, Frankie. Very good company. All the do so the kidney for that's true, Andy. Well, you know that's why, you know, you'll never see me. But I gotta find it, and I might do that video on Hilti, because I'm telling you, they got some sales at Home Depot. I found them one day. There was like a lot of Hilti special buys. And I was like completely shocked because their stuff never goes on sale. Again, very tight. They don't overstock. They don't overproduce everything. Family owned. I think it's still family owned and all that. So, but they had it, and the next day, you know, I wasn't even searching Hilti. I was doing a Ryobi video, and at the bottom of it, a lot of Hilti stuff started coming up. But then when I searched for Hilti, nothing. But I'm determined to find. But yeah, you know, $800 for a drill driver and an impact driver. I don't know, kind of ridiculous to me. But yeah, The M12 beer trimmer. Oh, dude, how cool would that be? Yes, that would be. Yeah, I guess that would be awesome, man. I tell you, it's crazy, man. And again, you could probably run that like on a USB, like like these those those batteries. They're red lithium. What do they call it? The red lithium or what the hell's? Yeah, red lithium or something like that. Whatever the hell they freaking got it. They got so much freaking stuff. I tell you. I was thinking that too as I was shaving the other day. Yeah, and actually that one skipped by me a little bit, but very good. Got the new Lenny Kravitz album, playing, watching tour. Oh, that's great, John, Steven. I appreciate that, buddy. But yeah, so guys, honestly, just a video. It started raining around 2. I actually got in. I took a shower. I'm like, let's see what the boys are doing. Got baseball, guys. So gonna be limited. So when I'm on, I'm on. But I will get. I mean, that's it. That's how you. I mean, look. That's a big size difference with these 40 volts, man. You know what I'm saying? But I did want to weigh that. All right, so Milwaukee 216 watt hours. Okay, 3.3. Is that right? 3.3. I thought so. So this battery is lighter. This 40 volt battery is lighter than the 18 volt. And this is a 4. It's not that it's like a 2.5, like a real small, it's a 4 and this is a 12. But they did I think they could have made these batteries better. Definitely more compact. It's very hollow in here. Like, again, if I drop this from 10 feet, this thing is going to explode. It's not nice and tight and packed, So, but again, what would you rather have on the end of your, blower? And probably 30%. When you calculate it, 160, 216, probably 30% more runtime you will get with this over this. Now, this is 0.2 pounds heavier, but obviously much more compact. But, yeah. Yep, thank you, bud. I appreciate it, man. Dewalt. Don't forget to, thank you, Mr. Sun Basics. Beast of a battery. Use mine to drill a chip 10-foot. Oh, Dyson corded backs are legit. I had mine for 12 years. Anything not red is overrated. I guarantee BH with an internal battery. All right, guys. You got to be patient in the game. Marco's all about making that dough quick. Marco's got some cash on him. Me and Marco got to hit the we got to hit the casino one night there. Me and Marco had some fun, some drinks, a little baccarat, maybe little crabs or something. All right, people. We'll see you on the flip. Everybody, have a great night. And for the people in the Carolinas, oh my God, I knew it. I told you to evacuate. I said, please. You remember the video, right? But it's the damage is going to be terrible. It's going to be catastrophic, but not too much loss of life. I think, what was it, 12 in North Carolina and 6 in South Carolina. So obviously it could have been much worse. And I don't know if you guys know, there was a super typhoon that hit Taiwan. I don't know if it was yesterday. I mean, I saw some of the footage. Holy crap. I mean, cars were just, with this Florence, I think it hit with a Category 2, right? For anyone who lives down there. I think it hit the shores. Yeah. Category 2, maybe even a Category 1. I don't, I mean, the damage with that storm, it wasn't the wind. And it's the same thing with Harvey. It's they kind of get there and then they stall. And it's like Noah's Ark, man. 40 days, 40 nights. It just, whew. But yeah, Taiwan got hit with a super typhoon, man. It hit 170 mile an hour. I mean, you got to see these cars. They're about to flip. They're oh, just yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right, Scott? I know. 2 o'clock it started. I thought I was gonna be able to get baseball practice in, and it started around 2 o'clock, and it is just today and tomorrow again. Much of all last week was shot. I don't know. Hopefully soon. Like I said, guys, even like with the Patreon stuff, I would absolutely love, it would be my dream was to be able to get this stuff and not get it. But in the big picture, I always give you my honest opinion with stuff. They're in the big picture, whether it's DeWalt, whether it's Milwaukee, whether it's Makita, Bosch, Ryobi, all the stuff is pretty good. I mean, there's not really a awful. You can't be in the power tool market this day and age with crappy stuff. So really, it comes down to really what's your favorite color? Red, blue, green, to a degree. I mean, obviously, Milwaukee, DeWalt, Makita, better than, Makita, much better than Ryobi. DeWalt, better than Rigid. But there's always, Rigid's cheaper, still does the job. You got the lifetime warranty. Ryobi, it's so much cheaper. And, it's they got all these tools. Yeah, but Makita makes the best. It's going to last the longest. Oh, yeah, that's what. So, there's different variances with stuff. But, that's why, I focus on a lot of the deals. And then you guys love that stuff. You guys love it. I started going to Home Depot a couple years ago and just filming the deals and the sales. And you guys loved it, man. And, that's what it's about. I mean, if you can get a DeWalt impact driver for the same price as the Ryobi, there's a sale going, or it's $20 more. That's what I like to bring to you. Because, to be honest with you, there's really not that much difference here. On a big scale, you have people say, oh, forget it. Milwaukee, that Chinese crap, that is junk. I had the hammer drill. Not only did the chuck suck, but it lasted me a year. And, Kevin's electrical tool, he was red to the gills. Absolutely loved it. He had some issues. Every tool went bad at one time. Every tool died. So I think he's still in that plan. I don't really. I never remember. Done deals, yeah, man. Thank you, Steven. It was Hurricane Charlie. I was living in Port Charlotte. Yeah, it's a tough place to live down there. Yeah, hopefully I'll have the stubby. But yeah, like I said, my big dream, Ave, huge, just unbelievable. Big channel, does something really unique with his channel. Great original content. But, he don't get nothing sent to him. He just does. I wish I didn't have to get anything from anybody, but, you got to have content. But, like I said, in the big picture, it doesn't really mean anything because a lot of this stuff is kind of just showing you features of the tool. We do the shootouts, sync and a lag. I mean, in the big picture, if the Makita beats the DeWalt by 0.2 of a second, it's all for fun, guys. Or, removing a lug nut with an impact driver. Guys, relax. It's just for fun. We're having fun here. It's different stuff. It's creative. Let's see what this can do versus this and that. All right, I got my eggplant parm. I'm going to go eat it. Logan, what's up, buddy? Shaka! Shaka, tonight I'll have that video up, my man. Robert has the stubby. Yeah, a lot of you guys, I think Acme Tools A lot of you guys bought it from Acme Tools too, which is awesome. Lowe's wants 80. Fours, 43 bucks, bro. Lowe's wants 80. Wait, not bad. I need to wait. EJM, what are you talking about? Oh, you got my batteries today. Two 2.0s Porter cable for 58 bucks. Yeah, that's pretty good. You know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna try to, maybe we'll do that. I have never opened a Porter cable. I would love to see what's going on inside those batteries. Wouldn't you? See what's going on in there, what type of cells they got. You know, they obviously probably have the 18650s, but there's so many different 18650s. Yeah, the Porter cable battery thing is the biggest issue with them, with that platform. There's no gauge on it. A lot of the tools don't even have a gauge on it, so you don't have no idea what's going on. I don't know. It's a good question, you know, with Porter cable. Is Craftsman taking their place? Again, I think Stanley Black & Decker missed a great opportunity with Porter cable. You know, obviously, you know, what do you do? That's why, you know, they got it for so cheap. Porter cable was about to go belly up, pretty much. So, you know, Dewalt or Stanley Black & Decker got Porter cable for a great price, you know, when they bought them. It wasn't expensive, but what do you do with it? That was the issue. You know, you got Dewalt as your mainstay, that, you know, biggest tool company in the world. What are you going to do with Porter cable? Now, at the time, Porter cable, just as good as DeWalt, they were a heavy-duty brand. What do you do? You can't have a competitor against DeWalt. That would be stupid. So they had no choice but to make Porter cable a DIY brand. And I think they would have been really successful at it, but I don't know, just a bad design. Because the tools themselves, and I think EJM will tell you, I don't know how many tools he has. I forget what you got. I think, what do you got? The angle grinder, the oscillator, I forget. Oh, man, I'm sorry. But he's got some tools now, and like I'm sure he's got, you know, the brushed whatever, because they only really have two brushless tools. They have a brushless impact and a brushless drill driver. Everything else is brushed. But like I said, every tool that I've had from Porter cable has been awesome. Really light. It's just the design of them, and the batteries are really expensive, like super expensive. And the batteries suck. I mean, there's no gauge on them. They just did a bad design. They could have made, right, yes. Yeah, they could have did that, Steven, but I don't know if they want, I mean, that's investing a lot, and that's like a real niche. Like Hilti is like probably 3% of the market, Hilti. You know what I'm saying? They got like a 3% market share. Maybe even smaller, probably 2. But if you are smart, and remember, 2% of, I don't know, $5 billion a year, you can make a pretty nice company. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's a family-owned company. But that's like Hilti is it's a specific niche. Yeah. JV, what's up, buddy? I came out getting pissed, canceled my order from Acme. Oh, man. Billy C, what's up, brother? All right, so that's it, people. Nathaniel, yeah, man, it's been a while, bud. How about them Orioles? 2019. I'll tell you, that Trey Mancini is going to be a good player there. They got to get rid of Chris Davis's contract somehow. He is killing them. You know, if they didn't sign Chris Davis, they'd have Machado on a nice 6-7 year contract. Mistakes are made everywhere, people. Yeah, the Steelers are shot. They won't fire that coach, though. I'm just about had it with them. Until they fire that coach, I'm not watching no more. He has just destroyed. We should have 2 Super Bowl rings with that team. When you have the best running back, the best wide receiver, and a top 10, a top 5 Hall of Fame quarterback, and you can't get out of the first round of the playoffs every year, there's something wrong. Now, we know it's the defense, but the head coach is responsible for all of that. He has done nothing. He needs to go. Yeah, Fitzpatrick is kicking some butt, Steven, huh? He does that every year. I remember his first year with the Jets, went 10-6 or 11-5, played amazing. Then the next year stunk. Did the same thing in Cincinnati. And I think he did the same thing with Tennessee. Great first year. So he'll have a great year this year. Next year he'll be probably cut. But I don't know what they're going to do. They got Winston coming back, I think, what? And one more week with Fitzpatrick, then Winston comes back. Hey, CK, what's up, buddy? What's up with the Patriots? Yeah, I don't know, man. Brady looked old. Yeah, he looked old yesterday. I was waiting for that comeback. It never. But Jacksonville's defense is sick. Again, what do you do with Jacksonville? You know, they got to get a quarterback over there. I mean, he's not as bad as people say. I mean, the people they really are tough on him, but you know, lightning strikes, once every 75 years. Trent Dilfer won that Super Bowl at Baltimore. I don't know. Blake Bortles can do it. We had Nick Foles last year, though. So, yeah, I guess, right? I guess. Not too many. Yeah, but I tell you, I don't like him because he's killed me so many times, Tom Brady. Absolutely destroyed me. I mean, they will always beat the Steelers. But, and I still hate his guts, but I got a couple buddies of mine are big, and they like, why do you hate? Why do you hate him? Sit down. He sat me down. He's like, sit down over here. Yeah, right there. Sit down. No, no, no. There. Sit down there. Yeah, sit down. So I sat down, and he's like, listen. He put everything on. Listen, he did this. He did that. You don't say. You got to give him. Think about. 11th round. He worked. I mean, dude, here, check out this video of him where he works he earns everything. So I do have respect for Tom Brady. Took me a long time to finally get to that point, but the bus, oh yeah, let me tell you, they had a good run. And with Cowher, man, Cowher was great. He wasn't the best coach in the world, but he always had his team ready. He was tough, man, with that chin of his sticking out, and yeah, he looked, and he was angry on the side. He was pissed, always pissed, but he always had his guys prepared. This Steelers team is never prepared, never prepared. I mean, Kansas City was up. I was at my kid's soccer game, right? I think it started 1 o'clock, same time as the Steeler game started. And, little break in the action. I don't know. Kid got kicked in the leg. So I go, it's like 110. 110. No, yeah, it was 110. 10 minutes later, first time checking the score, it was 21-0. Kansas City was up 21-0. Now they ended up tying it, and then the wheels fell off again. How do you lose at home to, I don't know. Ben parties. No, not anymore. He's married now, Marco. He's married, and he's a born-again Christian. He's changed his ways. Spygate, Deflategate. Boss is a Jets fan. Oh, no. Big Steeler fan, Marco. All right, let me get out. Yeah, Billy C knows it. Yeah, that's, that right there. That's why they won. They had 2 Super Bowls, went prepared, loved the game, went all out, effort, pumped it. On defense, we have a bunch of nobodies. They're all nobodies. I mean, they give up 42 points at home to the Chiefs. 6 touchdown passes by a rookie quarterback. You give up 6 freaking touchdowns to a rookie, his second game ever. Cousins had a great comeback. Yeah, I still don't like. I don't like him. I think he's. He goes out and wins the Super Bowl this year. Then I'll eat crow. What's that? What's that saying? Eat crow. Like what? What are we talking about? Eat crow. Crow? I hope the Jets get a real team someday. They're on there. Cali's filled with newbie fans who don't know. Yeah, football is not, EJ, I'm out here, man. This is like football. We got like Pennsylvania is a football mecca. Most players come out of Texas and Florida. That's only because they're the two biggest states in the country besides California. But New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, New England area, I mean, football is pretty big. Obviously Florida and Texas, it's like, high school games in Texas, they draws 5,000 to 6,000 people. California I mean, big baseball. All the ranked college teams, Pepperdine, UC Santa Barbara, UCLA, and USC. It's all baseball, and basketball, kinda. But yeah, football, no. Rutgers, baby, yeah. I'm not a Rutgers fan, no. Trump will slap 10% tariffs on China. Just came across. Buy gold. What are we talking about? Gold, gold, and silver. Silver and gold. Silver and gold. You freaks, you pricks, you creeps. Go when I hang up this phone. Go and buy silver and gold. Do it. Do it now.